Reddit ask me anything. I will get offended by anything you ask me and explain to you why it's offensive. Ask me anything. Edit. I have reached the most offense I can take for today, so I'm going to sleep. This was by far the worst experience of my life, and I will be back here tomorrow to answer more questions, so keep them coming. Edit 2. I expected a few people here to get off on my pain, but not so many. Seriously, now I have literally hundreds of questions to answer, which I don't think is even possible. How do you think that makes me feel hard? Not to mention all these awards that try to compensate me for my pain so I won't think you are all horrible people. Well, guess what? You can't buy me. I am still offended and there is nothing you can do to stop it. Ooh, here's one. Wanna hang out tonight? Find offense in that. My brother actually hanged himself 2 months ago. I'm sure you know many people kill themselves each day, and many of them hang themselves. Knowing that, why would you use a sentence with the word hang in it? Do you seriously not know how hurtful that is for people who knew someone who hanged himself? You are just horrible. Okay, how about this? Would you like to spend some time together? I am actually in quite a debt right now, and I'm very anxious about it. I actually can't even finish reading your question, as just seeing the word spend reminds me that I have no money, and might not be able to spend any for a very long time. Seeing that word immediately brings up all my related pain and depression, and I'm sure people in a similar situation would feel the same. If you want me to answer you, you have to stop using trigger words in your questions. First my dead brother, now my debt. You are such a cruel man. How did her mom give birth to such a wonderful, beautiful, joyful and amazing human? I have 2 dads actually. By implying I have a mom, you take part in oppressive heteronormative society, which is very sexist of you. You misspelled heteronormative. I am not a native English speaker, and that's a hard word to spell. It might seem obvious to you, but not everyone were lucky enough to be born in an English speaking country, or lucky enough to go to a good school. You correcting my spelling is a clear attempt to show how better than me you think you are. And if I was not as strong as I am, I might have even gotten offended by that. What are you doing this evening? Why should I be doing anything? It's perfectly fine to not do anything at times. Not everyone has the energy you have to do things all the time. Some people have low energy or depression, which means they can't always be doing things. And your shameless assumption just shows how ignorant you are of the lives of less fortunate people. But the point is, chilling and doing nothing is still doing something. For example, I totally agree with you. I don't have the energy to do things all the time, or even half of the time. But sometimes when people ask me what I'm doing tonight, my honest answer is going home and chilling out, listening to music or maybe watching TV. The point is, doing nothing is something. I have no interest in a philosophical discussion about what doing means. My point is that people who read your comment can feel judged for their lack of activities, which can worsen their mental state. You're doing great, sweetie. Sweetie, the A makes its perspiration. Best ask me anything ever. Why did you do this? I see you try to, like some other people here, to cast doubt on the reasons behind this ask me anything. You are trying to hurt my confidence by implying the reasons for this ask me anything are not clear, and therefore that I am not person deserving of understanding. Did you even consider how this would make me feel before you posted it? This is just, I can't. Is your name Karen? I see you are trying to equate me with a hated meme. This is offensive by nature and needs no explanation. Shut up, Karen. I love this. OP doesn't need your approval of their post. I'm offended on their behalf. I don't need you speaking for OP. Unbelievable. I'm offended that you won't let them express their distaste in place of OP. Do you like chocolate? Did you know that most chocolate at your stores come from the work of people who are basically slaves? They work in harvesting cocoa for almost no money, just so you could have your chocolate. Your question completely ignores their suffering, which you probably didn't even know of. Are you able to get offended by the word hi? Are you suggesting I am some fragile individual who gets offended by hi? You don't know anything about me, so what gives you the right to make such assumptions about me? You are very inconsiderate, and honestly I am very hurt now by what you implied. Hi. What makes sugar sweet? How the hell should I know? This is definitely not common knowledge. So you can't just ask people that. You know I don't know the answer. So you are clearly just trying to look down on me and make yourself look smarter. You obviously ask people hard questions just to make them feel embarrassed for not knowing the answer. I bet you don't even know who Yuri is. First of all, this is not a question, which tells me you don't care about the rules I requested for this post. So shame on you. Now let's say you asked, do you know who is Yuri? This is obviously offensive, since you give me a common first name only to laugh at me for not knowing who he is. How can I? Your question is designed to fail me. I could guess you might mean Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. But again, I cannot know what you meant since your question wasn't sincere to begin with. Yuri retarded. Do you enjoy being offended? This looks like an obvious attempt to blame the victim. Imagine you got robbed. Then someone later asks you, do you like being robbed? How would you feel? I got offended a lot today on this very Ask Me Anything, and you just asked me if I liked IT? WTF is wrong with you? Unlike getting robbed, you volunteered to do an Ask Me Anything, so clearly you will voluntarily get offended, thus you do enjoy being offended. So you are deciding for me what I am feeling and what I am not feeling? Can you get more condescending? How are you? To quote myself from a previous comment, someone already asked that, which you would know if you actually cared about reading this Ask Me Anything instead of only caring about your own question. Double quote. Do you like cats? Your question can seem to mean that I like cats as food, same as asking if I like chicken. I'm sure you didn't mean that, at least not consciously, but some people might read it in that context and can be really hurt by it. You have to be sensitive of how you phrase your questions as to not hurt other people's feelings. For a second, I thought I had subscribed to r/politics. Are you excited for Thanksgiving? Am I excited for celebrating the European occupation of the American continent? Do you even know how much death was brought as a result? I can't believe someone in 2019 still doesn't know that Thanksgiving is basically a celebration of a genocide. Why did I rape my own dog? You didn't. You just wrote that to shock me, for your own amusement. I mean, do we really know that he didn't? Do you believe there is anything wrong with a vegan diet? Are you implying the effects of vegan diet are a matter of believing? Animals suffer and die every day and you still ask about believing? Even after we have so many actual facts? You are just cruel. You gloriously offended son of a beach. How is your day? It's actually night where I am now. Just because it's day for you doesn't mean it's the same for everyone. I see you just don't care about other people's situation. You only think of yourself. Your sense of humor is spectacular and I love you. What is your favorite letter in the alphabet? Having favorites is an important part of any system of oppression, which likes to arrange things in hierarchies to promote struggles and violence. So if it wasn't clear, I don't have a favorite letter. To me all letters are equal. Go spread your fascist ideology somewhere else. Did you have a teddy bear growing up, and if yes, what was it called? Using stuffed animals is how people train children to see animals as possessions and nothing more. By talking about it so casually, you basically admit you have no problem with torturing and killing an innocent animal. I'm sure you think you didn't mean that, but words have meanings and anyone reading what you wrote could tell you how heartless you sound. Why did you do this, Amma? You are clearly just trying to mock me by pretending the reasons for my Ask Me Anything are not clear. As if my Ask Me Anything isn't serious enough for you to understand its purpose. I can see you only want to break my confidence regarding this post. Damn, you're good. Your incorrect use of your offends me. Your spell checking offends me. Your grammar and de-spelling offends me. Why did I suck my own dong and swallow not once but over 10 times? You obviously didn't. Again, this is a silly attempt to offend me on purpose, so you'll feel good about making me answer you. You dare oppose any mortal. This is more than just offensive. It's an obvious threat on my life. I'm calling the cops. Do you enjoy the presence of a calming soul? As I said in another comment, the soul was invented to justify the act of one group of humans controlling other humans and animals. Those without a soul are basically machines and only pretend to feel pain. So you can hurt them and use them as much as you want without feeling guilty. The soul is an extremely offensive term and a tool for oppression. Please don't use it again. Has being this offended had a positive, negative, or neutral effect on your life? This is like asking a victim of a violent crime if the crime had a positive, negative, or neutral effect on their life. What kind of emotionless person would ask that? Are you trying to hurt me more? Do you like Sandy Hook jokes? I personally don't get them. I guess they are just aimed at a younger audience. Since you know how much this is offensive and why, you gave me no reason to answer seriously. What does AMA stand for? Are you implying that I did this Ask Me Anything wrong? That I don't know what Ask Me Anything stands for? Don't try to educate me. That's really condescending. This is the best Ask Me Anything ever. Thank you. I am being attacked by hundreds of people here on Reddit, having nothing but my words to defend me from them. And you thank me for it? This Ask Me Anything is the worst thing that ever happened to me. And your joke on my pain is one of the worst I've seen here. Shame on you. How much weight can you lift with your thumb? I actually lost both my thumbs in an accident last year. Next time, ask a person if they have any thumbs before just assuming they do. It's very inconsiderate. What are your preferred pronouns? As I said in another comment, having preferences, favorites and so on is a sign of an oppressive system that relies on hierarchies. To me all pronouns are equal. Okay boomer. I just rolled my ankle. Any suggestions to lessen the pain? You know many people lost their ankles to injury or paralysis, right? How can you talk about your ankle pain when there are people here who maybe don't even have ankles at all? Stop whining and think about others for a change. Some people suffer much more than you do. Bro, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.